Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm so excited to go over my Sephora Sale Strategy. This is the way I like to approach the sale, and I know a lot of people are giving like their wish list items or things they're looking to buy or things that they're not buying, but I'm just going to go over a strategy as opposed to speaking about specific products. I'm going to mention a few of the things I'm going to be repurchasing, but I would also like to bring up general categories for you to consider. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Julia. I cover skincare, makeup, those types of things right now. Please feel free to give this a thumbs up if you find it to be useful, and please subscribe to the channel for more. There's going to be a few videos surrounding the Sephora sale. You've probably already seen one, and then afterwards, in the aftermath, we'll see what I ended up actually purchasing, and we'll go over some of those and how much I liked them, in case you'd like to do some holiday shopping for people. All right, so let's get into it. I want to start out with some of the cleansing items, like the body care. I do love to get the Brazilian Foreplay, their moisturizing shower cream gel. If you have any shower favorites or items that you like to get that are, a little nice, you feel kind of bad like spending that money on it for showering. I do like to get at least one fancy thing. Sometimes I'll get like the Laura Mercier cleanser in sales like this. So if you've ever been considering some like fancy, nice scented, this is a wonderful time of year to treat yourself. A lot of times we're super busy running from party to party, and one of the only times we really get to feel like we're indulging ourselves is in the shower time or bath time. So take that into consideration, look through the bath products, and don't forget to add that to your shopping cart. I'd also like you to consider a scrub. Now, a body scrub is something that you find yourself using maybe once a week. It's a consumable, you're blowing through it. Now's a good time to pick up a nice one. I really like the KP Body Eraser Body Scrub with 10% AHA. I do like to use more of this in the fall since it does contain AHA, which can make your skin more sun sensitive. So keep that in mind if you are going to be going on vacation somewhere and you're like, I want to get myself all ready to glow, I'm going to put on my fake tanner. Maybe look for a more general sugar scrub. I do like the Bum Bum Sugar Scrub. Oh, I like that too. I've got some decisions to make in terms of body scrub, but now is a good time. It's a consumable, something you kind of find yourself going through. It's not as interesting to buy, but I find if I purchase staple items, then I'm not looking to buy those during the rest of the year. And when there is a fun launch, then there's a little more room in my beauty budget where I can splurge on that new palette. Sticking with the theme of shower and of purchasing things that you just know you're going to be using and don't want to have to buy later, because there's going to be some cool new launch you're going to want. So stock up on your shampoo. This one's actually upside down. That's why I started with the conditioner. I like the Living Proof. I'm almost out. I really need the Sephora sale to start you know, last week, but that's okay. I'll make it. You do want to consider is there a nice shampoo you use? Just keep that in the back of your mind, check your inventory. I do like to stack all of these basic items that I use on a daily or weekly basis. I'll fill my cart with those items first to see how it's affecting my budget, and that gives me an idea of how many fun items I'll be able to splurge on at the end if we have a little wiggle room. Man, we're spending a lot of time getting clean because the next item is the face cleanser. So whatever your favorite face cleanser is, this happens to be one of mine. I'm currently using the Dr. Barbara Sturm cleanser. I was feeling a little fancy. I don't normally like to spend a lot of money on a cleanser just because you put it on your face, you wash it off your face. But I have a hard time finding ones that really work for my dry skin. The Blueberry Bounce from Glow Recipe is one of my favorites, and right now I'm trying out the Dr. Barbara Sturm one. That one's been going really well. I just have a hard time recommending it at that price point. But if you're feeling a little fancy, now is the time to kind of treat yourself to a nicer cleanser. This one makes me a little sad. This one I had purchased from Sephora, the micellar water from Sun and Park. I'm gonna have to look for it somewhere else or just make sure if it even still exists. One of my favorite micellar waters. I do like the Kogan Dough spa water that is sold at Sephora, so I might just have to settle for that one. But yeah, think about micellar water. What is your favorite one of those? How's your inventory doing? Do you want to maybe upgrade, try something a little bit nicer? Now's definitely the time. So then when you're using the micellar water, I do like to use these reusable cotton pads. I don't like to use them for lip products. I feel like that's going to stain them a little too much, so I will use just a regular cotton pad for those. But these reusable ones are nice. The Sephora collection has some. The Sephora collection, by the way, will be 30% off. So don't sleep on that. It doesn't matter who you are, what your status is. You can shop that day one. And then the last cleansing item I would like you to consider is brush cleaners, beauty blender cleaners. Whenever I find a beauty blender set, I do find often Christmas they have cleansers baked into the sets, which is really nice. I have the giant tube of it that I've been working my way through. This little guy came with one of the holiday sets last year. Okay, so to review, for cleansers, consider what you like to use for your shampoo. Consider what you like to use for your body wash. Do you want maybe a little nicer body wash, a little more fun scent for the fall season? Would you like some more face cleaner? Like how is your supply of that? Do you need some more micellar water? Do you want to consider maybe some reusable cotton pads? The Sephora collection has a great reusable cotton pad, 30% off. Now it's a good time to stock up on those. They can get a little dingy over time, so it's always a good trigger whenever the sale is on to be like, oh yeah, I should check and make sure like how all my cotton pads are doing, how many do I have, do I need to get a refresh? Next, along the lines of body care, what kind of lotions do you like to use? For body lotions, I really like the Lancome, the Nutrix Royal, the Body Intense Restoring Lotion, especially for fall. I feel like my skin gets really dry. This is scented, like decently scented, not like it's light and it fades. Like people will notice this on you later. So I do like to use this if I'm not wearing a fragrance or if I'm going to be kind of out and about and just want to feel a little more fancy put together. Having a fragrance just sort of makes me feel like I'm a little more pulled together. Since it is scented, I do tend to use it mostly on my arms instead of like the whole body because that feels like a little bit overkill. Like then I really feel a little over scented. So what I like to use on the rest of my body and basically all year is the Kiehl's Creme de Corp. So feel free to think about, be like, well, this is my favorite body cream. How am I doing on that supply? Do I need some more? You know the drill at this point. So consider body lotion. Another item you can tend to go through a lot of, especially this time of year in the fall, winter. I like the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. So any sort of lip balm, your favorite lip scrub, maybe. Consider like, okay, how are we doing on that? Maybe you don't even have one. If you're sitting here thinking, man, I really could use a new lip balm, now's a nice time to find one. Plenty of recommendations. For years, I've loved the Bite Beauty one, even though they reformulated, it's still a classic. Lip gloss is another category where you can just go through lip glosses. I always have one in my purse. Sometimes I end up with two in my purse. One time I think I accumulated three and I was like, why is my purse so heavy? And I was like, how did these all get in here? So that's another item you can find yourself using a lot of. There's so many different ones. Some people want it shiny, some people want it plumping, but now's a good time to add that staple item to your cart as well. And then moving on to serums. After you're done washing your face, you can either use an essence, which some people like to do, or you can move on to a serum. And if you use a vitamin C serum, I just bought this Glow Recipe Guava Vitamin C Serum. Vitamin C is really only effective once you start using it for about 6 months. So basically every Sephora sale, I buy myself a fresh vitamin C. Once you've opened up the package, it oxidizes very quickly, so you want to make sure if you haven't used all of it up, just in case you're doing like skin cycling or you just don't happen to use vitamin C every day. This is a great reminder, especially for me. Usually I get myself a brand new one in spring and fall. Speaking of essence, another great strategy tip is to check out the holiday sets. Especially for Essence, the Tatcha and the SK2 are my favorites. I basically only buy them this time of year because they have a wonderful sale and part of the holiday set. You'll get like a big one, you'll get a travel size. They usually switch it up and whoever has the better deal between the two essences is the one that I'll pick up. I find myself having similar results from both the Tatcha and the SK2. So if you have a favorite essence, please feel free to look at the holiday sets. I don't know what it is, but those seem to really find themselves inside of those types of gift sets. And as you're going through all of your regulars, do make sure to check out the holiday sets as well. So you might want to put in either the name of your favorite item into search, Like, don't just look at your loves, because if you keep something you buy on repeat in your loves in Sephora, you're not going to notice if there's a new holiday set involving that item. So definitely type it in the search bar and take a look. You never know, you could get lucky and either get a jumbo size or some bonus items with something you would have purchased for full price, and you could have gotten like 2 or 3 little bonuses along with it. And during the Sephora sale, you're kind of compounding the savings. Next, you'll want to consider some makeup items that you tend to go through. I'm talking your eyeliner, your mascara, your brow products. You're probably not switching those up on a regular basis. And especially with mascara, once you open up and start using your mascara, you're really not supposed to use it for more than 3 months. Bacteria likes to grow in a warm, dark place with moisture. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not always the best about that. Sometimes I'll go the whole length of the time between the two sales, but I do tend to use two different mascaras. So I'll have like an everyday mascara, and then I'll have one if I want to look like a little extra on Fridays or something. So I guess like between the two, I feel like it's okay, but it's probably not, because it's really just the length of time that since when you go in that first time, I probably should be picking up two of my favorite mascaras during the sale and then storing one and like setting a calendar reminder. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Okay. So Sephora sale fall, start using the mascara, make a calendar reminder for 3 months now to get rid of the other one if I haven't finished it, and to start using the second one. This could work. Another item you're probably not switching up on the regular is primer. Now, I just bought this from the Natasha Denona, well, it's not from the My Dream collection, but if you go to Sephora and look at their display, it's right there, so I know it's another new one. I really like this. It's nice, it absorbs quickly, it really does give you like a little extra glow. I don't know if there's mica in here or something, but it does feel a little extra glowy, especially if you use a lighter coverage foundation. It really shines through from underneath. So consider your primer, which you're probably not switching up a whole lot, as one of the items you add to your cart. Now it's a time when you can start having a little more fun thinking about what to add to your cart. There are some seasonal items that you're probably only using around this time of year, like a bright holiday red lipstick. So you might want to kind of flip through, see what one, if you already know, you're like, this is the one I buy every year, or if you have a certain brand that you can trust that you know, you're like, this red always looks good on me. Definitely make sure to look for that and don't forget to put that in your cart, because come December, you don't want to be thinking, oh, I have to buy a new lipstick. Why didn't I get it, a month ago and it could have been 20% off? Also, if you do like using the liquid eyeshadows, this is a good time of year to get another one. They don't last that long. They do tend to dry out. So if you find yourself using one during festival season and then you don't touch it again until like basically right now and you have lots of parties to attend, it's always good to just double check, make sure your favorite liquid eyeshadow is fresh, and if not, well, now's a great time to find a new one. And then for blush, I do like to change it up and use a different color in the fall. If you saw my fall skincare, or yeah, my fall makeup and my fall skincare actually show how I like to change up certain things this time of year, and the Sephora sale is a good time to add those items if you are running low. But for makeup, I like to change the blush, like a slightly different color on now. It's a little darker, a little more dusty than the brighter pinks that I'll wear in spring, fall. So this could be a good time to like consider that if you haven't thought about it, like, well, do I want to use a different blush? Maybe I do. And that is more of a fun thing to get, because there are cute little items like this. Hourglass has some wonderful palettes. This is the Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. This is the sort of thing companies love to release around holiday with some fun limited edition colors. So definitely keep your eye out for that if you're considering like, well, maybe I do want some highlighter. You don't normally wear it, but it's party season coming up. You need a little extra glow on these nights when it gets dark so early. So now if you've looked at your shopping cart, you've filled it up with your basics, you've maybe had a little bit of fun. If you have room in your budget to have a lot more fun, now's a great time to consider palettes. Companies love to release a beautiful eyeshadow palette. The Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I mean, I just get dreamy in my voice thinking about it. Like the shimmers, this is so wearable and it's perfect for party season. If you only want to get one palette, this is a great choice. I know it can be challenging because you'll see one where you're like, oh, I love all those colors, all the sparkles, this is great for holiday, and then maybe you don't see yourself wearing all of the colors and you look at another palette and you're like, those are some really great like everyday colors I could get away with using this time of year. This one's a nice balance. So if you can only choose one, then I know I said I wouldn't recommend too many things, but come on, it's Natasha Denona. Okay, so to review our strategy, We're going to not sleep on the Sephora collection, so give that a quick look. 30% off for everybody, doesn't matter your status. Please check out my video about the Sephora collection to see some of my favorites. I love the brushes, and then see me trying out a few of the other makeup items that I hadn't used before. We have a little fun in that one, so it was a good time. I definitely recommend checking it out. And then you want to consider everyday staples like things you use in the shower, your shampoo, your body wash, your body lotion, things like that that you're going to consume and go through. If you spend your money on that now during the sale, you'll find yourself with, maybe a little wiggle room in your budget later when there's some fun new launch and you're like, oh, I really wish I could get that, but I just had to buy myself a new mascara and I had to refill my shampoo. See, you won't be in that boat. You'll be like, I do have plenty of shampoo. My eyeliner's good. I can get this new fun palette. That's the idea anyway. Well, it doesn't always work out in practice, but at least we've made a good effort because you never know. You could find yourself like, oh, I forgot to buy a brow product, or maybe your budget isn't such that you can stock up on your staples. I'll try to make do with what I have until the sale, and I do just spend money on my staples, and I expect it. So maybe for the spring sale, you can kind of take that into account and be like, all right, we're not going to buy as many fun things. We're going to get ready. We're going to budget and make sure that we're ready for the spring sale. And then the other part of the strategy is make sure you check holiday sets. So if you do have some mascara that you really like, you might be surprised to find out that there's a 2-pack of that mascara. Or they have the full size and they have the travel size in one kit for the same price as the full size. So if you are looking for something, don't just check your loves. Make sure you actually put in the search box what you're looking for. Who knows, you could get a little gift early. And another part of my strategy are serums, especially anything only good for 6 months. Keep an eye on your vitamin C serums. Check out most of your products. I'm trying to look for one now. All right, it's fairly big on the body cream. A lot of them will have this little logo that tells you this happens to be good for 12 months. Some of them only say 6. If it does, and you're like, well, I picked this up, a couple months ago, I don't know if it's still good. We can always check our previous orders if you do order from Sephora, and you can look and find out, oh, I did buy that in July. It's been 5 months. Maybe I do need a new one. And then the last bit of the strategy is to have a little fun. There's some wonderful holidays set out there, and try to leave room for at least one fun item. Get yourself like a little holiday treat early, or maybe a treat for someone else. If you look and you're like, oh yeah, so-and-so would absolutely love this gift set. Don't forget to do your Christmas shopping early. Now is a great time to pick up some of those things during the Sephora sale. I hope you found some of these tips useful. Please give this a thumbs up and please subscribe. I like to cover makeup and skincare, and we all have a good time here. We like to try stuff out. We don't take anything too seriously, and we'd love to have you along for the journey. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.